What is going on today, y'all? Today we are going to be doing pork ribs. This is my first cook on this 94-gallon backyard smoker. I'm also doing another video this week, just seasoning it and stuff like that, and talking about it, doing a review for it. So you'll see that later this week, actually. But with these pork ribs, I just got these at Fiesta, I believe, and I'm just trimming them up. Just shaping them up and taking some fat off the top, and that meat on that side with the fat under it. You're gonna want to take that off, and then we're just rounding these up, getting a nice shape. Y'all know how I like it, so nice and round. Nothing burns. Not too much fat. Today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different with these ribs than I did in my first video, and I think I might do like 5 or 6 rib videos. Just doing a bunch of random stuff just to show y'all, kind of like there's a lot of ways to do this, and there isn't just one right way or one Texas way or whatever. I mean, whatever you want to say. And I'm going to be using a lot of different ingredients. Just kind of also show that the ingredients, the Lowry's, the tallow, the slather, all that stuff is not really the secret. The secret is that I'm just like a really good cook. And that's pretty much it. So, so stop asking me what the secret is, and don't go to other restaurants asking them what their secret is. It's kind of disrespectful, honestly. So, the secret is that we're all just really good cooks, and we just enjoy cooking. So, so let's get back into it. Same thing on this one. This one doesn't have as much fat on top. Actually, maybe it has a little bit more. So I'm just taking that off the bones, the bottom of the bones right there, just a little bit. It's usually hard to get the rub to stick there. Same thing, just shaping it up, taking a little off the top. That what I just took off the top right there, that's kind of what we use for the pork hash at Goldie's. Just some rib trimmings, and those look really good. Those look really nice. I missed the spot. So today what we're going to be doing rub-wise is we're just going to take the jub rub that I told y'all what that is already. It's 2-1-1 pepper, Lowry's, and salt. And then we're going to be using Meat Church Honey Hog because it is really tasty. And I want to show y'all what I would do when using that rub because it's a little different. So here's a new binder for y'all because I'm going to be doing a lot of different binders and a lot of different rubs and a lot of different stuff throughout this whole video series. And basically, like I said, it's just to show that like literally none of that stuff matters, and it is not the secret. You cannot sum up the success of Goldie's and my channel and everything. You can't sum it up to Lowry's and mustard and tallow. So this is Worcestershire and mustard. It's like 70% Worcestershire and 30% mustard. I mean, you could literally use anything. You could use water. You could use any liquid would do fine. I mean, it's not that big a deal. I mean, literally just get creative and make your own rub or binder. Make your own rub and binder. Get creative and make anything. Because there's so many different things that you could be doing. Stop searching for the secrets and just come up with your own, basically. I mean, that's really what I would recommend. But as you can see, right now I'm doing the jub rub. This is a rub that I came up with a long time ago, and I think it's a really, really good beginner rub. I think it's like very, very, very good for beginners and people that are just getting into it and stuff like that. I think it's better than salt and pepper 50-50. I think Lowry's help a lot, but I mean, you could really replace the Lowry's with you could replace it with anything. You could replace it with seasonal. You could replace it with any Meat Church rub, with bouillon, the beef bouillon. You could replace it with that. You could replace the Lowry's with anything, and you're still looking exactly the same. You're looking really good. I mean, it just won't taste like mine. Like, it'll just be different. That's the only thing. Like the Lowry's is like, not that big a deal. It's not the end all be all of barbecue. So, which I am gonna do in the series. I'm gonna be showing y'all a lot of different rubs, and I'm hoping to inspire y'all to change it up, switch it up. You don't have to follow anyone on YouTube. You don't have to follow anyone's book. You don't have to follow anything really. What I hope to do is just inspire a new creative style of barbecue where it's not just Texas or whatever. Like go out there and do what you got to do. That's what I'm gonna do. And anyways, I'm I'm rambling a lot. But here's the Ginder. That's what I'm gonna call it, the Ginder. Like I said, 70% Worcestershire and 30% mustard, and that's just store-bought pepper. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna be using anything y'all can get your hands on. I'm gonna be trying to use and trying to just show y'all that everything works. Everything works. You just gotta practice, and you'll get there. You'll figure out your own style. You'll figure out your own everything, and that's really what I'm hoping to do. I think it'll be pretty cool. And that's the honey hog meat church rub. I think it's delicious. I tried all the meat church rubs, and I was just like, you know what? Why don't I think I will do a video where I replace the Lowry's with meat church, and I don't think anything would be different. I think that I love all the meat church rubs. They're all different. They all taste good, and you can use them for anything you want to use, or any meat you're cooking. Like, he has one for everything, so that's also super cool. But yeah, we're gonna go pepper first on these, and then the meat church rub last. I do recommend if you're just trying out seasonings and stuff, but just always go pepper first. I think I am gonna do some ribs and stuff without pepper. I'm gonna be doing a lot of weird stuff on this channel, and y'all can kind of figure out what you like, and hopefully, you're like, okay, well, hey, that look cool. Like, I want to try that. Hey, that look cool. I want to try this. So hopefully y'all do that, and or y'all can just straight up do this. But what'd be really cool is if y'all do, like, take anything from this channel, and if I inspired you or helped you, think of something or do something, just tag me and on Instagram so I can see it, and I want to learn, with y'all. Like, if y'all think y'all came up with something good, like, let me know. I want to know. Like, I'm helping y'all. Y'all can help me back. I'm still wanting to be a better cook. I want to be a more well-rounded cook. I want to be able to use literally anything. I don't want to be a one-off cook. Like, I have to use paper. I have to use tallow. I have to use Lowry's. I have to do all this stuff. I have to use mustard, stuff like that. As far as the restaurant goes, like, yeah, it's better to be a little bit more consistent at a restaurant, but if you're recipe testing at your house, or you're trying to open a restaurant, like, you still have a lot of time to get really creative and come up with something like super unique, and that's really where I'm hoping barbecue goes. So as you see, I had the big bones, the thick side towards the wall, and I had the thin side towards the door. Like, those are the thin bones. That's the thin side of the rack, and the thick side's on the. That's how I like to do it, because the wall is a little bit cooler than the doors. So I like to get that thicker side towards the wall. And let's start this fire. So these are just some wood chips that I got off the floor at Goldie's. Just throwing those on. I got a pretty good amount of fires in this video, so you can just kind of check those out and see what you think. And I'm using regular size logs, because I'm not gonna cut anything. So just the regular size logs, and I don't know what those things are. I just saw those at HEB, and I was like, I'm just gonna get those. Like, I don't care. Like, there's no right or wrong way to start a fire. Just get whatever you gotta get and start the fire. I'm also gonna be starting the fire a lot of different ways, and nothing is like the right way to do it. Like, I got this eco-friendly lighter fluid. I don't know what that means, but I got it. But it smelled really bad. I didn't like it, but it works. See, it just starts the fire. What? There is no right way to do this. Just get a fire started. So I got the meat on, and we're going. And I think I just showed this for a while, because this first hour is pretty important. Really, I'm just trying to like create a coal bed basically with all those wood chips and this wood on top and what those hay things are. I don't know, but I'm just trying to start a fire like a small little coal bed. Um, so that's what it's looking like. That's the first hour pretty much. I'm trying to like spend an hour trying to get to 250. So now we're 1 hour in, and this is what they're looking like. It's still really, really smoky, which is totally cool. That's what that fire burned down to be. I mean, I didn't even touch it again. Like, that's just, I let it just burn for an entire hour. Super smoky, damper open. But now I'm going to be closing this damper. And this is really important. I love the damper on the backyard smokers. I don't know why it's frowned upon. I love these dampers. Everything's going to be getting a lot more color. Everything's going to be cooking a lot more evenly. I mean, you want as much airflow? I don't think so. I think if you have a lot of airflow, it actually adds like maybe 3 or 4 hours, like to your cook. Like trapping heat in, obviously helps the meat cook quicker and more evenly and gets better color and everything. So yeah, if you don't have a damper, just get one installed. I mean, put a brick up there. I don't know, do something. I'm just saying you should try it out. Just try it out. So this is the second fire. I mean, I have like kind of a very small coal bed, but I'm still trying to stay like pretty smoky. I'm trying to stay 250. I'm at 250 for the next 4 hours, I think. Just with the damper closed. The damper all the way open at 250 is different than the damper closed a quarter at 250. Like it's a totally different thing, completely different. So one is letting all that heat out, and one is trapping that heat in more, and it's holding more heat, and it's just the meat and everything cooks differently, so it looks different. I think I might do like a cook with the damper all the way open, just to kind of show you all the difference, because I just don't want to, I don't like to just talk about it. I want to do it and show y'all. So this is 2 hours in. This is what they're looking like 2 hours in. So the first hour we were trying to get it smoky. The second hour we were cooking 250, really smoky again, damper quarter, and they're just dry. They're not starting to they're really not starting to cook, but they're warming up like very evenly, and they're gonna start getting color very evenly. They're gonna start looking really good. We're still at 250, nice and smoky, and this is 3 hours in. So there we go. Finally starting to get some color. It's looking nice and even. They're warmed up. I think they're cooking really evenly. I think they're looking really good, like really dry on top. The bark is setting in really, really nice. 4 hours in. Oh yeah, nice and red. Looking really nice. Got a whole lot of color. And I do believe that's because of the damper, but I mean, I guess like because it got this much color that quickly because of the damper. So I'm building another fire. We're still rolling 250, nice and smoky. I got a better coal bed, you can see now, but now just another angle one across, 2 angle ones. That's it. I mean, I'm not trying to what a bad shot. What am I doing? 5 hours in. It is wrap time.
Boogie booga.
Dang. So that last hour they got even more color. You can see that fat starting to render. It's starting to look really, really good. Got a whole bunch of color. Really what I'm looking for is like I want them to have like too much color. I want them to like look like they're too red, they're too dark, like they're starting to burn, like stuff like that. Like I want it to look very, very, very like a lot of color. So that's what they're looking like in the sunlight. I'm just about to wrap. I think that's the meat church rub. That's the meat church ribs, and that rub is not coming off. That's important. Before you wrap, I recommend doing that, just to double check yourself. This is the Riby sauce. I'm just gonna be using. I'm gonna spritz it with water. I'm gonna spritz the foil with water, and then use the Riby sauce. And that's pretty much. I'm gonna use the Riby sauce on both. Just to kind of show y'all like, okay, 2 different rubs. Like same result pretty much. Not trying to change too many variables at a time, but yeah, just a little bit of water, just to kind of thin this Riby sauce out a little bit because it's pretty thick. Usually I just glaze with it, but I didn't want to glaze these. I'll do another video on that. Using like 2 different glazes and doing a bunch of weird stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a lot of random stuff on this channel, and hopefully some of y'all will be like, hey, that's cool. I like that stuff. That's the plan. So let's see. I think this is the Jub rack. Yeah, that's the Jub. Looks nice. Got a nice even color. Like, I am not mad at these right here. So I'm gonna put these back on for 30 minutes at 275. It could be longer than 30 minutes. I mean, I don't really know. It's just I want, like, I'm just gonna check them at 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure just from my experience in cooking that I'm pretty sure they're gonna be done in 30 minutes. Like, that's all I need. So I don't know if that's like a good method, like 1 hour smoky, 1 hour smoky, 4 hours at 250, 30 minutes wrapped. I guess that's what you can call it. 1430. So that's that last fire I built. Kind of a weird one. That log was really big, but it didn't get too hot or anything. And it was nice and slow. Like, the flames didn't get crazy or anything. So that's really all that matters. I mean, that really is all that matters. So those are some big flames. But it should slow down once I close this door. It should slow down a little bit. Now I changed it. It's kind of like a bundle fire. I put that log right there, that other log, I put it nice and light on top of the coals, so I didn't dig it down, but I just set it on like really nice and light, so it's gonna catch up. It's gonna catch really nicely. So we're at 275 now. I think I'm about to pull them. Look at that mill scale. That is a beautiful smoker right there. It really is, though. I mean, it looks so freaking cool. Like, I'm so pumped up that I have it. So I'm gonna feel them like on the thick side. I put them back in meat side down, like how I wrapped them. So I put the meat side down in there. I put the sauce and the meat down, and the other bones are facing up in the wrap. But I'm just feeling it like the thickest part, like 3 bones in. I'm feeling the thickest part, and I'm trying to feel if it feels tender. Like, I'm just feeling it, and if it has a good wiggle, then I pull it off. But I don't want to mess that rub up on the bottom. So be careful with your fingers on the bottom. Don't scratch that rub off, like wiggling it around too much. Be nice and gentle. So this is the honey hog rack, and I had to take these out to like the street because there's no more light in my backyard. Like, it was all shaded. Yeah, and that's the store bought pepper, the honey hog, and the Riby sauce. And then just the mill scale going off, and that's what it was looking like. I was super happy with these. These were so delicious. Like, I was just so pumped up that it turned out so nice. I mean, I was pretty sure that it would, but you just never know. I'm not that confident. I don't have a cutting board, and this is why I had to take them out to the street, because and I knew the camera was gonna make them look like just like terrible. Like ribs are so hard to capture the color and on a camera. It really is, especially if you don't have that like direct sunlight. Like, you really can't tell what the hell. But that kind of helps. You can kind of see that it's that nice dark red. I think me messing with it and shit kind of rubbed the rub off on that thick side. But so with this, I'm just looking for the bones down there. There's usually a little ridge in between the bones, and that's where I'll usually kind of cut. Like these thin side ones, usually you cut at like an angle. Like if the rack's facing straight to you, you cut these at an angle, and then the rack kind of starts like straightening up toward once you get in the middle. See, now I'm cutting like kind of straight. So those first few were angle ribs, and this is what they're looking like. Wow, super juicy, super juicy, and they look beautiful. When I tasted them, I remember they were just really like smoky. That honey hog was like just delicious. Obviously still had that Texas feel with the pepper. I mean, I thought these were amazing. I was super happy with these. I think these would be solid ribs at any restaurant, anywhere. Like, these would just be good ribs. These are good. This is good ribs. It's not that big a deal. Whatever you use, use what you got to use. This is the Jub Rub. This one looks like I think it looks a little bit nicer. I think it was just because if you go back to when I was like trimming the ribs, you can see the other one just had a little bit more fat, and I don't think I did a great job like rendering the fat all the way and getting the rub to stick. But I don't think it had anything to do with the rub. It was more about how I cooked them. But yeah, those look really nice. And I think they're just the rub and the sauce and everything is just something I'm more comfortable with. So obviously, it just might turn out better. But I think the other rack still looked amazing. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, those are looking nice. That's exactly the color I'm looking for. Like, this really dark, deep red color. I don't always nail it, but I really try, and I think it has a lot to do with the amount of pepper and the amount of smoke you just hit the ribs with. That's what is the biggest factor of getting that much color, and maybe the smoker too. Definitely the smoker. I mean, I haven't cooked on a lot of other smokers, but with me, I've kind of dialed it in on these offsets. Like, I can kind of dial this in, and every cook I do, I should be getting something like this. So. Another juicy rack. I mean, I know y'all don't like when people squeeze the meat or whatever. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm the one eating it. Why are y'all mad? Oh, I dropped it because it was just too juicy and slippery. Oh man. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have a lot more videos like this coming soon.